New Charlotte Tilbury, Part 2, Queen of Glow Palette, Special Glow Secrets. Hello beautiful people, this is Anne, Fabulous Life 101. On my channel we cover makeup and skincare, occasionally fashion and travel, things that make you feel more fabulous at any age. If this kind of content is of interest to you and you're not already a subscriber, could you please hit the subscribe button and the bell notifications right now? Thanks so much. Well, as you saw in my last video, if you haven't watched it, I'm going to put a link below. I bought a lot of Charlotte Tilbury during the Sephora sale and during the Charlotte Tilbury online sale. So 2 different videos demonstrating and letting you know what I like. So far, I pretty much like it all. Also, in this video, I'm going to give you a little bit of a life update and introduce you to somebody new in my life. This is my new little girl, Louisa Vuitton, known as Louie. Just a week ago, she was in a shelter on death row. Along with the very happy news of having her in our lives right now, this is a very sad story that goes along with it as well. So stay tuned. Second video, shooting my new Charlotte Tilbury products. This time I'm going to be focusing on the wands and on a special new palette that I bought. If my eyes look a little bit puffy and bloodshot today, they are. I have kind of a sad story to tell you. 5 days ago, my daughter and I drove to North Carolina because we found out about this roadkill shelter that had a bunch of beautiful kittens that were on death row. Basically, these little black kittens were going to be put to death if someone didn't rescue them. We initially were going to rescue one we thought was a little boy. His name was Louis, and I'd always thought if I had a boy kid, I'd want to name him Louis Vuitton. Then we found out, well, no, that Louis was actually a girl, but there was a little boy in the cage with him named Echo, and they were a bonded pair. So we agreed to take them both. We drive down there, we pick up these kitties. I hold them right away. I get them to sit in the back seat of the car and just play with them and hold them before we drive home. I feel so instantly connected. So does my daughter. We just are instantly in love with these kitties. We get them home. We haven't really said, we definitely wanted one of them named Louis Vuitton, but the one that was originally named Louis, we found out was a girl. So we weren't quite sure whether we were going to keep her as Louis, change it to Louisa, or whether we're going to change the boys to Louis. So we were basically calling them Baby. I thought about naming the other one Birkin. My husband didn't like that, so we kind of dropped the Birkin idea. And we were just calling them our babies, cuddling them. Okay, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Concealer again. Notice this foam ending. A lot of products I'm using today have this. But anyway, back to my kitten story. When we got them home and we took them out of their cage, and they had been really free for the first time in their life, they told me the baby kitten, they actually had a birth date for him. He was born August 15th. So he's about a little over 2.5 months old. And the girl kitten, they weren't quite sure, but they estimated her to be about 4 months. So we let them out, and I kept them in my room because we have 2 older cats, and we knew we needed to get them tested for any diseases. We had a doctor's appointment that was supposed to be this coming Thursday. But we're just letting them through in the master suite. They were climbing on the furniture. They were just running around so happy, so free, instantly snuggly, instantly climbing on my lap, climbing on top of me in the bed, climbing on top of my computer as I was working. Just the sweetest, cuddliest little kitties you've ever seen. And they were so bonded with each other, just hugging each other, grabbing each other, rolling over together, eating together, snuggling up. The sweetest 2 you've ever seen. For 3 days, these were the happiest kitties in the world. Okay, now the next new product, this I got at the Sephora sale. This is the contour wand. Usually if I do any contouring, I just use a bronzer, but I thought I would try this. It again has a little sponge top, sort of a mushroom top, and you turn it to switch it on, just get a little bit out, And then you just sort of draw your contour lines. Do a little bit under the cheekbones. Notice how dark it initially looks by the forehead, maybe a little side of the nose, a little along the jawline, and then blend in. I'll take a brush to blend in. Anyway, back to my kitty story. Well, for 3 days, these kitties seemed the happiest like they've ever been. They were just so full of life and joy. Then Saturday evening, we all of a sudden noticed that the little boy, the baby, the one that was just 2.5 months old, had no appetite. Blend this in, and you see it just does a nice little amount of contour. I still put him on me in the bed that night. He slept through the night, even though he hadn't eaten. I tried to spoon feed him. I couldn't get him to eat anything. Sunday morning, he threw up like twice and would not eat at all, was very lethargic. We found an emergency vet to take him in. Anyway, next thing, this I bought as a package deal. The Beauty Light Wands, Glowgasm. This one is called Pinkgasm, and this one is just a Beauty Light Wand Spotlight. And these came together in a little package. I'll put a link to that. They are available on Amazon. I got them on the Charlotte Tilbury site. They were on sale last week. But on to my sad story. When we got him there, we were going to had an appointment scheduled for this week to have both of them tested. First thing they did was the feline leukemia test, and he tested positive. They did a blood test, and his white blood count was very, very low. We had him hospitalized for the night. They were doing everything they could to save him, pumping him up with antibiotics. And last night before going to bed, we talked to them, and he was doing better. He seemed to be doing better. Then they called my daughter. She left her number at 5:30 this morning. And basically he was just shutting down, and he had not yet passed. We ran down there. We were able to hold him a little bit as he passed. And I don't know, I'm kind of cried out right now because I was just in tears for about 2 hours this morning. We were holding him, cuddling him. They think maybe he got it in utero, or he could have picked it up at the shelter. The other kitty, a little girl, is not showing any signs of it yet, but we don't know. We're having her tested this week. They say you really need to do 2 or 3 tests 90 days apart before you're 100% sure. We're just kind of praying that she's okay, that she will be safe. Right now she's really lonely and confused. She's like looking all around wondering where her brother is. So anyway, that is our sad story. We're just hoping our little girl will be okay, and we're just missing and so sad for that little boy. I only had him for 4 days, yet I fell in love with him instantly, and it's almost as if I'd had him for years. This one is just sort of a highlighter, and just put a little bit on the cheekbones here, under the brow. So yeah, I think in some ways I'm still kind of numb. And we just hope our little girl Kitty is going to be okay. I noticed this on the cheeks. This is the eyeshadow palette I bought. It's called the Queen of Glow Luxury Palette. And yeah, looking in this, yes, my eyes are very puffy this morning. Okay, I'm going to if they're a brown matte and 3 shimmers, I'm going to take the lightest of the shimmers and just do a little dusting all over the eyelid. Now I'm going to take the brown and I'm going to take a liner brush and use that as my liner today. I have an appointment later today, so I've got to somehow and get out among people. Anyway, we decided that we are going to basically work to rescue other kitties and to help these shelters provide testing for these kitties and provide treatment for them, and let our little baby, so his little baby's life will have meaning. It's amazing how you can bond with an animal in such a short period of time, but we sure did. Yeah, the formula for this makes a nice liner. And now, okay, I am going to take my shimmer brush. I'm going to actually take my crease brush and use this sort of a rose gold shade and go into the crease with this. And now I'm taking my shimmer brush and I'm going in with this gold and go from the inner corner toward the outer edge with that. And you see the nice shine to this. This is definitely a glow palette. And just take a blender brush and just take the light shade again and just sort of blend everything together. Just tap along and blend. Tap and blend. And now on, I'm hoping this mascara is waterproof today. I think it is, so get this on. Yeah, my eyes are actually kind of dry now because I cried a whole lot yesterday, this morning. Right up the eyes. For today's lip look, I am gonna again use the Lip Cheat Charlotte Tilbury pencil, but I'm using a new lipstick. So let's start with this liner. There we go. And the new lipstick I just bought at the Sephora sale, this one is called Wedding Bells. Look how pretty the case is. Here we go. And it's also a deep pink. It's a slightly deeper shade than the Pillow Talk, but it's still that nice pink nude. And again, I'm going to finish up with this Rosy Glow plumping lip gloss and with a little doe foot. That adds just a nice amount of shine. I do feel a little bit of the bee stung feeling, but not as much as in other lip plumpers. And anyway, this is the look for today. Hopefully I was able to cover up my droopy eyes. But yeah, I've got to go out, gotta shine. Even when you're hurting inside, sometimes you just have to shine. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a fabulous day. Peace, love, and light.